Going on? Give me a couple minutes. Just let a couple more people come in here, and we'll go live here. All right, since we will be recording this, I'll go ahead and get started. Let's see if more people come in as we go, but let me actually post this in. Um, all right, cool. So tonight is going to be on um, leveraging pipeline systems and automation to increase conversions within your outdoor living, contracting, service-based contractor business. This really is applicable for anybody that runs a service-based business. Obviously, we work in the outdoor living space primarily, so we'll mostly be talking about that. But again, this could work for anybody. So my goals tonight is to kind of go over what pipeline is, what automations are, show you how you can use them within your business, and how we use them for our clients within our marketing business when we work with clients. So, the benefits to using automation and what we really want to be doing here is there's a buffer between a lead coming through, whether that's an organic lead or a paid ad lead. There's a buffer between this kind of area between them coming in and becoming a legit lead and booking an appointment or booking a site visit or whatever that looks like. There's that time in the middle there that takes a lot of your time going and following up. There's a follow-up process. There's a initial outreach and all this stuff. And this could take days and weeks, months. I've seen it take years sometimes. And so that period in between someone becoming a lead and you booking an appointment is a super crucial point in marketing and advertising. And it's how we actually help our clients make a ton of money because we use what's called automations to do that. So I want to go through what it is. The benefit of them is that you save a lot of time to achieve the same goal as you want to achieve. So at the end of the day, your goal is to take a lead, book them in for an appointment. Should be your goal as a contractor. That, like I said, that's going to take you, depending on the lead, it could take you 10 minutes, it could take you 1 year. What happens with most people is that when I talk to them, I go, "How's your marketing?" They're like, "It's good. We're getting 8 leads or whatever." And I go, "Cool. How many are you converting into appointments? How many are you converting into calls?" And that number drops to like 2 out of 8 or 3 out of 10. And I go, "Okay, cool. What is your process?" And I want to get inside their head. And usually it's some form of, "Oh, we're going to contact them. Um, and we'll do some follow up. If my office person does a follow up the next day via email or whatever." Okay, so basically, you can have a really good process and system, and it still cannot be the best it can be. And so, I want to show you a little bit of what that looks like, and what we do for our clients with that. So, that's kind of what the benefit of using it is. It's a time saver. It's a money recouper. It helps retention. It helps long term nurture so that you can make more money over time and continue to market to people over time. So, what a pipeline is, and if you've talked to me before, you've probably seen a little bit of this, but I'm going to show you it anyway. I'm going to pull this up and share my screen and kind of show you what a pipeline is and how we use it. So give me 1 second here. Let me pull this up. All right, should be able to see my screen now. This is what we call a pipeline. And if you can't see it for some reason, go ahead and chat in there, but I'm pretty sure you can. So, um, this is what we call a pipeline. So the benefit of a pipeline is you get to see where everybody is in the sales process. Okay, so no matter if they're a brand new lead, if you've talked to them once, if you've booked an appointment with them, if you sent them an estimate, if you didn't get them as a job, you didn't land them, you're going to be able to see where everybody it lives in your ecosystem. Okay, this is super important because as humans, we forget a lot, and as business owners, as parents, as whatever that looks like, as spouses or partners, we forget a lot. There's a lot going on in our life. We usually think about that day and nothing else. And so what happens is you're going to get leads and you're going to call them and they're not going to pick up. And the next day you might send one follow up and then you're going to forget. Okay. And then this is what we call a dead lead. Okay. Or most people call it dead lead. With the pipeline system, we don't let leads become dead as much. Okay, they don't fall through the cracks. We use this system in our own business, and we were able to generate probably 70% of our revenue from the pipeline system. So I'm going to show you how we use it and how you can use it in your business. We use what's called Go High Level. So that's what you see on the screen here. It's a software program that we build sub accounts out for our clients. You can get one on your own, um, or you don't even need Go High Level. You really just need something that's going to have labels. This could just be an Excel sheet with these headers on it, right? And so, or something like if you have a different CRM or Asana or something like that. Trello, you can do a Trello board with this. We've done that before. Essentially, what it is you want to have categories for where everybody is in your pipeline system in their sales process. Okay. So, how we use this for our clients is anytime a lead comes through for our clients, they automatically get put into this inbound lead section here. Okay. If you're doing this manually, you just have to add them. So, if you didn't have an automation system set up, or you're using like Google Sheets or whatever, you just add them in here under inbound lead. Okay. This tells us that it's a brand new person. We're trying to reach out to them and they haven't responded yet. Okay, because the next section is responded. So once we make contact and we're like, hey, is this Tyler? And they respond with yes, they automatically get put in responded. We know we can move on to the next part of that conversation. That's going to happen organically. You're not really going to move them from here to here and then here to here, right? But it could be yes, and then they never respond again, and you're going to leave them here, right? All that tells me is that they've responded to our initial. Now we're in process of trying to get them to book into a call. Okay, so you can have as many of these as you want. The ones that we really focus on are inbound lead responded. You can see here we called a no answer. Booked appointments, the next one we really focus on. So again, the goal is to take them from new lead to booked appointment. Okay, so what we want to see in a lot of these pipelines is a bunch of leads here, a bunch of leads here, and a bunch of leads here, right? This is telling us that we convert a lot into appointments. Okay. So I'm going to show you how we do this later with automations, but I want to show you the pipeline system first so it makes a ton of sense. Okay. So we focus on that. Once we book them to an appointment, we know that we have our information in front of us, whether, we have it in our calendar now. This appointment is booked for 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. on Friday. And they're in here. Once we finish that appointment, right? Appointment completed. We need an estimate. We know that we need to go home and work on an estimate for this person. Okay. Once an estimate is submitted, we obviously have a section for estimate submitted. This is a super important and underrated one because this is also a section where things fall through the cracks. The two places where I see it the most are inbound lead if they don't respond, and in estimate submitted if they don't respond quickly to you, because you're also going to forget that you have those estimates out. I don't know how many of you guys have 5+ estimates out. You can see this client here has 7 estimates out right now. There's a lot of money being left on the table probably without a great follow-up system. So estimate submitted, and then from there something's going to happen, right? If you submit an estimate, either they're going to book that job with you and we have our booked jobs, or they're not going to book that job and we just say no action taken from estimate. We throw them into a long-term nurture sequence, which is the other benefit of this. But this pipeline system is going to show you where everybody is. And so you're going to figure out the most important parts of following up. So obviously, if estimate is submitted, this is somebody that should get a message like every 2 days. Like it just should happen. This is a lot of money on the table. It's that's past the point of a cold lead. It's a warm lead at this point, pretty much hot, right? Inbound leads should get messages every few days, at least for the first couple weeks, probably for the first week, every 2 days. And then you can space it out over that next week. Same thing with booked appointment. If you booked an appointment and they canceled or something, you need to make sure that you know that so you can rebook them, right? And then the last one is obviously, um, well, we have our sections over here, out of service areas. You know, if they don't do something that you if they want something done that you don't do, obviously that's not a great lead, so you can put them in there. That we know not to market to these people, because what we will do with this is we will take this and we will send a text message every quarter to every one of these leads that has not booked a job. Okay. And so anybody that's unresponsive, okay, anybody that hasn't taken action, estimate probably not the same nurture, but anybody who is unresponsive, anybody who called a no answer, anybody who's still in this section, we'll take all those leads every quarter and send another reactivation text message to them with a quick special offer. That's how we generate a lot of money. So we do this when we start with clients. We'll take their whole lead list and we'll run it through an automation, a text message automation, to try to drum up some work really quick for them. It usually works really, really well. I would say every time I've run one, if the list is 50 or bigger, usually get at least 1, 2 jobs out of it. Um, and it works really well quarterly too, because these people, we have to understand, people are not always in a buying mood when they first contact you. If you understand buying funnels and sales cycles, you know, they could be looking, and this is where the tire kicker term comes in a lot of times, is, oh, they're just looking, they're a tire kicker. They're going to buy from somebody eventually, right? You want it to be you. Okay. So we have to have a good system in place to make that person go, okay, right now they might be a tire kicker. Cool. But in 3 months, they might be serious about actually buying. And if we hit them with a text message in 3 months, right timing, we're going to get their job, right? If we don't, we never have a shot at this lead. Okay. And so we want to be following up, and we want to have these long-term nurture sequences, and we want to have these reactivation campaigns, but it starts here. At the very least, if you didn't invest in any sort of automation system, any CRM, anything like that, you can build a pipeline system just like this on Google Sheets, like I said, Trello, very, very, very easily. Okay. Just with these things. And so that's the first thing I wanted to show you guys. Okay. And that's how we use it for our clients to book as many jobs, because you could see, like, this isn't updated all the way, but out of 107 opportunities, like, if this was the case, you know, I know this is probably more like 15 because I know his numbers, but, uh, you know, let's say it was 7. That's 100 opportunities that have not booked a job with us that we've spent money getting leads on, right? And most people are just going to throw those leads away, and they're going to become dead leads, and you're burning money on leads at that point when you don't maximize them. So this is how I tell people we go from 2 out of 10 conversions to, you know, even 4 or 5. And with the automation, I'm going to show you how we go to like 7 or 8, right? Into appointments. But following this up makes a lot more money. It does take a little more time from your end if you're not using like an automation system, but it allows you to maximize that time and say, hey, I have an hour today to do follow up. Where are the most important sections? Where are the most important people that I need to follow up with today? Right. And then you can hit those. Once you're done with those, if you still have 30 minutes, then go back and hit the other ones. Right. But this is how you're going to maximize the amount of money. So all we did in our agency is we had this system. We had a section called, anybody that had booked a call with us that we didn't convert. We had a section called, did not convert, hot lead. And I would follow up with them about once a week. Both of you on here right now watching have probably seen that, but we follow up with them about once a week, and then we have a long-term nurture where we'll follow up with them about once every 3 months. Okay, and this is like taking the place of like email marketing and stuff, which you could definitely do as a nurture sequence too. Totally cool. But this pipeline system is really going to help with client acquisition, and then using like reactivation campaigns for client retention. If you do recurring work like lawn care or, you know, mulch or whatever that looks like that stuff is recurring revenue. You want to be able to, you know, increase your lifetime value of that client and add in client retention. This is super important. Okay. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, okay, we have these sections. This is cool. We can make money doing this, but now where's the time saver part, right? And how do I save time and make a lot of money doing it? And that's investing in automations. And so I'm going to show you what automations are. I'm going to show you a sequence with a couple people on this client's, right? And so essentially automations are doing the heavy lifting for you. You know, whatever your process is from when a lead comes in to booking an appointment, we have a system that's going to do that for you and to take that time off, basically allow you to have that time back to invest back into your business, into your family, whatever you need to do. The beautiful part about it is that the system is going to do its job, whether you're sleeping, sick, on vacation, I don't know, any of the above, right? As humans, when you leave a human to do a lot of this job, there's emotion, there is emergencies, there is the need for sleep, to eat, to all this stuff, right? And with the automation system, there's none of that. It just works for you. It doesn't have emotion. It's going to hit its follow-ups. It's going to do what we tell it to do, and it's going to get the job done. Okay, so our automation system is designed to take a lead and book an appointment. That's it. And it's going to do it until it does the job, or until somebody basically tells them to get lost, right? And so automations. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we use this real quick. And so what happens when a lead comes in is we are going to, let me see if I could find, you can see all these things on here and I won't go through, I won't click on these, but we're going to send initial contact to them to get them to respond. And then we're going to have a conversation with them to book an appointment, get some information about their job, which we ask for on the lead, on the ads as well. If you're running ads, you should definitely ask what people are looking to get done on your lead form. That helps you go into an appointment. But I'll show you a couple conversations and why this is so valuable and how we use it. Okay, so first I want to show you what the typical one, and this isn't even the best one here. Let me show you a better one. What the typical one looks like, or not, I would say about 70% of the time, this is what it looks like. Okay. And so what happens here is a lead comes in organically. If we're running your website SEO, we customize your contact form to go through Go High Level as well. And so you'll get the same automation system as you would it running a Facebook ad or like an LSA or whatever. So when a lead comes through, they're going to get a text message from a number that is not your number. We give them, we give you a number. We don't want everybody having your phone number. Everything wires back to your, if they call you, it wires back to your phone. But they're going to get an automated text message right away. Okay. And it's pretty simple. It's like, hey there, thanks for filling out our Facebook form. Am I speaking with Rick in this case, right? We just want to elicit a response from people, right? We want to know that they are who they say or said they were, right? And they're an actual human being because we don't want this to be a dead lead or a bad lead. We want this to be a human being and the human being that filled this out. Okay. Um, and so that's the first one that's going to get. What you're seeing here too is AI. This is the AI chatbot that we've rolled out. So you could see kind of the language it's using, and we've got it pretty good to where it acts pretty human-like. And so when we started it, it's asked some weird questions, and it was kind of wild. But we tuned it up and fine-tuned it to where it sounds like this is somebody speaking on the other end of a line, or at least texting. Okay, so this is how we want it. This is how we in a perfect world, this is what we want it to look like. Okay, am I speaking with Rick? Yes. Great. Can we schedule a call discussing your landscape needs? How's tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. sound, or would another time on Monday work for you? Basically, what we do is this AI chatbot is going to integrate into your Google Calendar. Okay, we integrate it with your Google Calendar. If you use it correctly, it's basically going to go on and find your open space. Okay, so I know that, I have between 8 and 4 available today. Okay. That chatbot's going to go in, find that you have 8 and 4 available, and it's going to pick out a time. Okay. Or it's going to say, we have between 8 and 4 available. What works for you? Right. So Monday and Wednesday morning is no good. Cool. That's all right. Understood. How about Tuesday or Thursday? We have openings throughout the day. Would a specific time on one of those days work for you? Thursday morning should work well. How about 9:30? Perfect. Set up your call for 9:30. Looking forward to discussing your landscaping needs then. Cool. Book to the appointment and books it into your calendar. We can set up automations to basically send this to the client as well as a reminder. But this isn't a perfect world. AI has done this in lead came in at 11:30 a.m., booked for an appointment at 11:37 late p.m. or a.m. So 7 minutes, which is pretty dang good. Um, Here's why this is important. You can have the best follow-up system in the world. I guarantee you're not going to be as fast as this. So you can be lead come in, On average, you could probably be between 5 and 15 minutes if you're good. And that's a pretty good lead follow-up time. Like I would say that's probably top 5% of people that could follow up that quickly. This follows up in 30 seconds, right? And so speed is everything in marketing, especially when you're doing ads. Okay, if you can get to people very quickly, you're gonna have a way better shot at booking an appointment. All right. And we know that based on just the world we live in, what do people, most people are filling out a lead form where? On their phone, right? They're on their phone like 85% of the day, or at least 85% of their free time. And so they're probably looking at this on their phone. Our goal is to, when they hit that submit button on the form, we want to reach them before they have a chance to put their phone down, right? If we can reach them before they put their phone down, they're going to respond and we're in business. Okay. So this is, again, in a perfect world, we're going to be faster than you could ever be fast, right? And that's the beauty of this part. You don't even have to worry about this part. The beautiful part is that you can just be in the field working and these leads coming through and appointments are being booked for you. You could be on vacation and appointments are being booked for you. I think one of these, came through on like Christmas and it was following up, and I'll show you that one in a second. Um, but we're giving time back to you to invest that back into whatever you need to invest that back into. Okay. And we're still booking those appointments for you so that you can continue to generate money. Okay. So this isn't a perfect world. Like I said, 7 minutes booked appointment. Um, Let me show you why this is powerful. And when people ask why is this so great? And I say this takes us from 2 out of 10 to 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. This is one of the reasons why, because it's fast. But the other reason why is because, let's see if I can find this one. The other reason why is because it's persistent. Its follow up is very, very persistent, and not in a nagging way. We're not going to send 10 follow ups in a day, but in a way that doesn't let people fall through the cracks. It doesn't let them forget that, hey, you filled this lead form out. We're going to get it on a phone call in a nice way, right? So let me show you the other case here. This comes around Christmas. So again, this contractor is not even in town. He was out of town for Christmas. This lead came in. He's not even part of this, but it got the job done anyway. So again, first message, hey, is this Walter? Didn't respond. Sent a follow up 5 hours later. Why do we send it 5 hours later? Most people probably fill this out in the morning before work or at work on their lunch break. They're probably not going to be able to text or take a call right there. So 5 hours later would be like dinner time. You could set the parameters of when you want to do this, so it's not going to follow up at like midnight. Um, but we need that second follow up on the same day, right? And you can see the language on here. Like I said, pretty human like. You looking to start an outdoor project by chance? Still no response. 2 days later, we sent another follow up. Just wanted to see if you had a chat about, or if you'd like to have a chat about your project in mind. What happened is they called us after this one, which is good. This usually, like I said, wires through to your cell phone. Um, we didn't answer, so sent them an automated response. Again, this is around Christmas. Our contractor was out of town. So we said, how can we help? Nothing, nothing throughout Christmas, right? And then we sent another follow up on the 27th. Okay. Last time, promise. Feel free to reply back here and we can get a time schedule to walk through your vision. Okay. Add a little bit of urgency on there. We got a response finally from this person on the 27th. Says, let's catch up to talk after the new year, January 3rd. Cool. Our chatbot didn't really wait till January 3rd, but you can see what happens after this. Sounds good. How about we set a call on January 3rd? What time works best for you between 9 a.m. and 4:30 p.m.? No response. Sent another one because this is go time now. They're ready to go. We want to respond. We want to get something locked in. Okay, so sent another same day response. Hey, just checking about the call on January 3rd. You know, between 9 and 4 work for you. And then nothing. Follow up the next day. Hey, can you let me know if January 3rd works for our call? Guys, the thing we have to understand is the emotion in this is I don't want to nag people. I don't want people to think that we're needy. I don't want to bug people. These are cold leads. At the end of the day, the worst case scenario is that you don't get the job. Okay, that's the worst case scenario. I've never had somebody leave a negative review because of this automation system or anything. Um, and so the worst case scenario is you don't get the job. What happens if you don't have a good follow-up system? You're not going to get the job. So the worst case scenario at both is the same, but the reward potential in having a great automation and follow-up system is way higher. Okay, so the 31st, Christmas or New Year's Eve, right? Hey, can we pin down a time for January 3rd? what works? No response. New Year's, we get it. It's around the holiday. Then on January 2nd, we got this. Please call me at 9 a.m. tomorrow to chat. Perfect. Set up our call for 9 a.m. Looking forward to chatting with you then. Boom. So this is how many days later? So this is 10, 12 days later. We finally set an appointment for this person on January 3rd for 9 a.m. Okay. There's no way in heck any of you, and I don't care if you're the best salesperson in the world, has this follow-up process manually. It just doesn't happen. This is around Christmas. You're not texting on Christmas. You're not doing this. Our system does it. Okay. And again, this is why it's powerful because the normal, what we want to see is them book in 7 minutes. But how we get to 7 or 8 out of 10 conversions is because we have this. Okay. And so this is how we use this with people. This is the first way. Okay. So this system is all chatbot, AI chatbot based. And its goal, like I said, is to take a lead from a lead to booking an appointment without you having to touch it at all. Okay, so think about all the time this guy saved here. Time he was spending with his family during Christmas. Think about all this time and this. I don't know if this one turned into a job or not. I have to follow up with him on that, but let's say that it did turn into a job. He made a lot of money. Probably this guy's doing $20,000. I think he's 15,000 minimum, maybe 10. Let's say it's 10 minimum job. This guy just made $10,000 off of somebody because he had a good follow-up process. Okay, this is how you quickly generate more money for your business by getting these appointments booked. Okay, so that's the first part. And that's why this is powerful. Yes, we want 7 minute bookings. No, that's not the reality. It doesn't happen all the time. I would even say for the most part, I would say about 50% of the time it happens, 50% it doesn't. Okay, but that 50% that it doesn't, how do we get those people into an appointment? This is how. Okay, so that's number two of how we use that. And I want to take you back to the opportunity section because that's cool, right? But we do even more in our automation system. We don't just want people to book and do appointments. We want to get money. We want to land jobs. We want to do that. And so obviously we can't go out and do the appointment for you. You have your own, appointment process, your discovery, your walkthrough, your estimate presentation, which again, side note, I hope you guys are doing estimate presentations, at least for high ticket stuff in person or via Zoom. If you're not doing that for hardscape stuff, please start doing it as a habit, because it is super, super important and converts a lot higher into work than doing it via email. I will even go as far as saying emails are dead right now, because their open rates are so bad and there's so many issues with privacy laws and emails not getting sent through. The text messages are like a 98% open rate. Person-to-person sales, in-person sales are through the roof compared to email sales. Okay. So, um, sorry, that was a side tangent, but where else can we leverage these automations? Where else can we leverage AI into the business and do some of this stuff? We already talked about the inbound lead, right? Getting them to book an appointment. Okay, now let's talk about what happens after an appointment's booked. How do we increase maybe like a show rate, right? If we're doing a Zoom estimate, how do we get people, or discovery call, let's say we're doing a discovery call as our thing. How do we get that show rate up? Right? If we book an appointment today for 2 weeks from now, the chances are that person remembering in 2 weeks is freaking low. It's just not going to happen. Okay, so how do we help that? Right? We can run an automation system after we book an appointment to send them follow-ups for that appointment. Right? And so we could send them reminders. Hey, we got your appointment next week at this time. Hey, tomorrow we have that appointment booked. Are you good to go? Get a response from them. Like, yep, good to go. So now we know that that's locked in and it's loaded, right? And we can leverage an automation system to do that. Okay, where else can we do this? Estimate submitted is a huge one. Like I said, this is probably the biggest money loser that I see people have, right here. So we can leverage this, right? When we go and do our estimate presentation or our quote review, or in person or via Zoom, once that is submitted, we want to have a clock on people, right? We don't want these to be sitting here for months and months. So how we leverage this in this situation is, say we went out and did a quote visit today. You're going to move this person, right, into this section. And I hope I didn't just re-trigger that, but you're going to move them into this section, right? And what's going to happen is it's going to start for us, how we use it, is going to start a 48-hour clock. Okay, from the time you submit that estimate to them on in person, if you're doing like lawn care stuff over the email's fine, whatever. But When you submit it, it's going to start a 48-hour clock, and this could be any time frame that you want. But for us, we found best to do 48 hours. After 48 hours, if they do not respond to that quote, we're going to send them a support message that just says, "Hey, Craig, just checking in on that quote. Wanted to see if you had any questions. Here to answer anything. Let me know." Right? You can even be more straightforward and be like, "Hey, Greg, did you have a chance to check out that quote to try to elicit a response?" In sales, you want to elicit responses, so ask questions that they have to answer. Okay, so we can do that and we can leverage this as long as we want. Like this follow up can be just as long as the inbound lead follow up. So we can bug these people. We don't want to bug them as much because we have money on the line now, right? They're not cold, so we're not going to send them a ton of follow up, but we want to make sure that they know that we're here to answer any questions. And we want to be checking in on them because we want them to know that they're important to us. Okay, so that's how we leverage it in estimate submitted. We usually get really good responses within this pipeline. Um, I would encourage you guys to be calling people in this area as well. Don't rely solely on the text messages. You also want to be calling and following up that way. Some people just don't prefer text message. As you could see, 29 people have unsubscribed. There's at least three of these people I know for a fact in this unsubscribe that have booked in for appointments. They just didn't want the text messages. So on the first text, you'll see that it says reply stop to stop. Legally, you have to have that in your automation system. Um, Most people don't do it, but the people that do, I would always call them still because they just might want not want text messages. Another side tangent there. Okay, so where's another area we can leverage this in? Book job. This is a big one. If you have like a pre let's call it like a process that you send out information or you send out contracts or you send out whatever that is. If it's a generic contract or generic information or steps, this is what's going to happen. You could set up an automation and leverage automations within Book Job. The minute I move you to, Book Job, you're going to trigger a text message or an email or something that's going to send them the information that you need them to have. And then they can confirm that information before you actually go and visit, whatever that looks like. Also, you can send appointment reminders. Hey, we're going to be out there on Friday at 8 a.m. Hey, we're coming out tomorrow at 8 a.m. Is that cool? Still good for that. Again, trying to elicit responses. We can leverage automations within that. Okay. And then obviously, like I told you, we can leverage automations as long-term reactivation campaigns for nurture, unresponsive, nurture, future follow-up, things like that. We can have systems where these people aren't dead leads now, they are future leads, right? And so now we turn 107, maybe 50, maybe 10 book jobs. Now we turn those 97 into future leads as we continue to bring in new leads with our marketing. And you can see how this pipeline just continues to build up over time. And before you know it, you're working for a year and you got 100 leads, 200 leads, 300 leads. And now you have a pipeline system that you can market to forever, right? And so that's how you maximize your money in marketing is you take a lead and you maximize that lead through all of these systems. It's not just call one time, text one time, and they're done. It's have follow-up system, have long-term nurture system, have automation set up. So this is the benefit of having this system, okay? Leveraging these things to, one, make more money by recouping some of this money with this, obviously, and effective client communication, which is huge, which I know in our industry is a huge thing for clients that we talk to. They want to have great communication. I'm sure that homeowners that you guys have want to also have great communication within that process. How do we do that without spending hours upon hours? Automations. Okay. So I'll tell you right now, our process is when somebody signs up with us, the minute they pay their invoice, they go through an automation process system that sends them a contract. It sends them all the information we need for onboarding, and it books an onboarding appointment with them. I didn't have to spend a single second doing that, right? The payment came through. For example, I coach high school basketball. I was at a game the other night, and when I was done with the game, I got a notification that somebody had enrolled in our SEO website program. By the time that I got that, it was about an hour later after they had paid. All that stuff had already been sent to them. So 7 o'clock at night, I'm coaching a basketball game. I have what I need for onboarding, and our onboarding call is booked. You guys can leverage it the same way within your business to increase that client communication. They'll be like, wow, these people are really on top of communication. They got what we needed in a timely fashion. Okay. This is also in an app if you ever have this CRM, you can do it right from your phone. But this is how, like I said, this is how we use automation and AI and leveraging AI to really, um, like I said, get more jobs, book more jobs, take more leads, and convert them into calls or appointments, and turn those appointments into jobs with effective client communication, and then recoup money and make long-term value from automations that are long-term nurture and reactivation, and stuff like that. And so this does what an office manager would do typically, right? This does what, a lot of people have these people in house. I'm sure they do a lot of other people or things in the office. But what this does is take whoever does your lead. Okay, say we did your lead gen. If we're not doing your lead gen, you should talk to us about it. But say that we did your lead gen and you were responsible for the sales process after that. Okay. Think about how much time it would take you to take one client from lead to booked appointment to, um, you know, estimate given to follow up to book job. That sales cycle is 4, 5, 6 weeks, probably on a good hardscape, right? Like on a good client. It's probably 3 to 6 weeks from my experience seeing that. I don't know if you guys see it different in yours. I'm talking about high ticket, $10,000 plus. Um, as you go up in price, that process is probably going to be longer, at least on, a lot of this Facebook marketing stuff. Um, so think about all the time and think about what you could do if you had that time back. Think about what you could do with that time if you didn't have to send that initial, if you didn't have to book that appointment, um, if you didn't have to follow up after the estimate was given, if you didn't have to send the manual text messages to say, hey, we're coming out tomorrow. Is that cool? Think about all that. And the one thing I haven't mentioned yet is what happens after you do a job with somebody, right? And so this is something we're doing more of this year than we have before is, okay, I just told you all about what happens from lead coming in to book an appointment to estimate submitted to booking that job. So now what happens after job completion? Right? Maybe you have a section in there in the middle, like halfway point, and you have halfway point paperwork, or they have a point payment, whatever that looks like. I don't know what your process looks like, but you can set automations for anything in there. Okay, so now what happens after a job is done? Okay, um, Ariel, sorry that I don't know how long you were in there, but hopefully it wasn't long. But So now let's talk about what happens after a job is done. Okay, and this is a crucial part of the job that nobody does well. Well, I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of people don't do well. Okay, and that is we need to leverage our great work because we are all great contractors. You guys are. You guys do great work, right? We need to take that and we need to use it as leverage for future work, right? In the form of reviews, in the form of referral, right? So building automation and leveraging automation for our referral and review system is huge. I just built out a review system. Let me see if I can actually show it to you. I'm actually excited about this one because it's freaking sweet. Let me try to pull it up. Where are we here? Let me find it real quick for you guys. And I'm still working on it, but I just built this workflow out. Oh no, it is done. Okay, so actually it's not, but here we go. I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to show you how we're leveraging automation for reviews. As we know, reviews are a massive part of SEO, Google Business Profile, like listing and ranking on Google. Huge factor. Reviews, 5 star and 4 star reviews. Yes. So we know that. So why aren't we getting more? I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that I will do an audit of their Google Business Profile and be like, you've been in business for 10 years and you got 10 reviews. Like wild. Like that should not happen. And so this is how we leverage this in real time without you actually having to spend the time. So what we do now is job is complete. You're going to move them into the job completed section, which I showed you on the pipeline. That's going to trigger a 1 day waiting period. And then what it's going to do is it's going to send that person a text message and it's going to say, hey, whatever their first name is, this is us at whatever location. So, hey, Tyler, this is all of us at Fast Break Digital Media. Enjoyed working on your project. Thank you for trusting us to be a part of your vision. Just wanted to see how many stars you would give us 1 to 5 on the job we did. Pretty reasonable, right? This could say whatever you want it to say. This is customizable. Okay, but we want to get a rating on this. Okay. We want them to respond, and you could put follow up on this. Like if they don't respond, you could send one like 5 days later. I don't, but it is what it is. Okay. So we're going to wait for a reply. When they reply, they're only going to be able to answer like one or two things, right? They're either going to say one, two, three, four, or five, right? Or they're going to be like, I thought you guys did great. I'd give you 5 stars. Our automations know that if the message contains the number five or the word five, it's going to send them, or four, it's going to send them a review request on Google. Okay. So it's going to automatically send them something that says, basically, leave us a review because we know they're going to give us a 4 or 5. If they answer 1 through 3, what the step I don't have in here yet is a chance to remedy the situation. Maybe that's a text message that says, sorry to hear that we didn't live up to expectation. Is there a chance that we can make this better? Whatever that looks like. And then maybe we get a 5 star or 4 star out of them after that. Okay, maybe we never do. The point is that we're chasing 4 and 5 stars. So what happens is if they're going to say 4 or 5, we're going to send them a review request. If they don't, if they're going to say 1 through 3, we're just going to be like, sorry, can we make this better? Or your feedback's important. We're not going to send them a request to leave a review. Okay, so they're not going to have that opportunity on there. They're going to think that, hey, we just want this feedback via text message. And so this is how people get a lot of reviews right when the job's done. And you don't have to do anything for it. All you got to do is move them into the right section. It's going to drop this sequence to them. Your hands are off. So you're just getting reviews now. Job's done. You're done with it. You're getting reviews. Okay. Also, what happens is a referral system. How do we leverage a referral request? We know that word of mouth and referral is massive. Okay, so what's going to happen after they leave a review? What we want to do is we want to send them a text message that's like, thanks for your review. We want to help more homeowners like you bring your vision to life. Is there anyone who who would be interested in getting a project done? We would love to connect with them. Thanks again. This is how we get referrals from automated systems. Again, I don't have to do a single thing. They respond, hey, yeah, my brother down the street needs his patio done. Well, here's his number. Boom, go call him, right? Or throw him into the automation system, which you could do manually, and it'll send him a text message. Okay, so that's how we leverage referral and reviews in there. You guys already talked about how we leverage or how we use the automations to get leads from inbound lead to booked appointment. Um, how we get estimates submitted to actually landing a job, and how we do follow up after the job. Okay, and then how we do long-term nurture and stuff like that. So I showed you that. I showed you what the AI kind of looks like within this and how human-like it behaves and what the goal of it is. Now, if you're like a roofing company or an HVAC company who like thrives on going out and seeing the thing, you're not doing like a lot of discovery. Outdoor living and hardscape, there's a lot that could be done, right? So if you have like 10 different pergola packages or patio packages, or you just do a lot, like you do drainage and you do excavation and you do all this, you're going to want to know more information. So you want to do a discovery process. So for outdoor living, hardscape companies, if you're doing like lawn care and stuff, you can just book appointment. But anything that you need more discovery on, the goal should be to book a call and do discovery. So that's the goal of a lot of our outdoor living. Like I said, anything else that's like roofing or HVAC, we'll just book a site visit. The bot will, and they'll be like, when's a good time to come out? I can come out tomorrow at 3. They'll book it in, and then we're going to send that message to you that, hey, you got a new appointment with Joe tomorrow at 3 p.m. Here's his address. The bot will also ask for their address. And so essentially, you guys can see how we leverage the pipeline system to make more money, right? And to capitalize on low-hanging fruit, and to stay organized in our sales system, probably more so than anything. So that we're not spending a million hours just trying to track down every single lead that's ever come through and, oh, who is this one? What did this one want? I don't know. Did we call this one? I don't remember. Right? We need to be able to see that. And then how we leverage automations, automated messages, and AI chatbots to actually convert those leads into appointments. So wanted to show you guys that system. Again, I'm going to answer any questions you guys have here because I got a few minutes, but we build out these systems for people in a few different ways. If you already have marketing, like if you're already running Facebook ads or something and you don't have a system like that, we have full build outs that we could build out that system for you for a one-time cost. We throw this package in as part of our Facebook package. And actually, right now we're throwing it in as part of our website SEO package. So essentially, getting that package gets you all this for free. Not free, it's baked in to the price, but You get it at a premium. Normally, this build out costs about 5K one time to do for anybody who wanted it, but it's included in our packages. So for our SEO web right now, this will go up, but right now it is 5,000 for 6 months. Heck of a deal. Our Facebook has 8,000 for 4 months. This is baked in there, so you're going to get a ton of value out of it. But I wanted to show you guys this, and then I wanted to answer any questions that you guys might have on this. But if you guys are also watching the replay on this and you're more interested in this, feel free to book into my calendar. You can find that on my school group or shoot me a message on school or Facebook. And I'd be happy to book an appointment to show you how this could work for you guys. But if anybody has questions, go ahead and unmute, ask your questions, and I'm happy to answer. Give it like a minute. I'll wait here if anybody has one. If not, then I will end the stream.
I just wanted to say what's up, Tyler.
What up, bro? How are you? How's your haircut?
Man, good man. Yeah, that haircut. You know how it happens, bro. It always goes over. And then my son's birthday tomorrow morning, so I
Oh,
didn't
nice.
want to go to school messed up. But yeah,
Okay.
I mean, awesome, bro. That's awesome. I caught the tail end of everything, but that sounds good, man.
Cool, man. Cool. Yeah. I mean,
And
like,
we're uploading everything on school too, right?
yeah, all the replays will be on school, so you can go back and watch them. You can see the chat box since you didn't see it the first time, but yeah, man, I want to come on here and educate people and see, oh, maybe we can use this in our business some way. Like I said, this system for the pipeline part, at least, you don't need anything
Mm-hmm.
special. You just need a Google Sheet, Trello boards. Trello's free. If you already have a project management system that has like labels and stuff, you could just use it on there. Pen and paper, even like stupid way to do it, but um, you don't need anything fancy. You just need headers with pipeline categories. So
Yeah,
um, you know you don't need to spend a single dollar, and you can utilize that system pretty easily.
yeah.
So yeah, my goal is to come on and educate. And I know a lot of people when I talk about this stuff, they're like, I have no idea what this is. I've never seen it before. So if I could just tell more people about it and help them, then that's cool, man.
Awesome, bro.
It's cool. We still need to get on YouTube, but
Yeah, come on, man. Let's do it.
I got you. I told you. Tell
Next,
me what.
hey,
Tell me when.
listen. Next time, let's schedule it.
You get me a date. I booked a podcast from the last one, and
Yeah,
uh,
let's do it soon while his haircut is fresh.
dope, dope. Yeah, you give me a date, and I'll do my best to make it happen.
Let's do it, bro.
All right, bro. But anyway, who else was on this call? I know Ricardo, I think, was on this call, Roblero. So appreciate you tuning in. Anybody watching the review, thank you guys for tuning in. You get to find me on my school group. It's a free school group, so you can check out all the replays in there. And then you guys can find me in my Facebook group, all that good stuff. Book a call with me if you guys want to learn more. But we're gonna keep doing these on Monday, so I don't know what I'm talking about next Monday yet, but I want to hear from you guys too. So if there's anything you guys want to hear, shoot me a message, post in school, post in Facebook group, and we'll be sure to cover that. But gonna try to cover as much marketing, business ops, all that branding, whatever stuff that we can, and just give a ton of value to you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys need anything, let me know.
Got you, bro.
All right, guys. Have a good night, and we will talk soon.
Peace.
Yep.
Yep.